Peace and Black Power. This is Underground Warrior TV. I am Soldier C. I'm back with another video. I'm back with a spectacular, hot video. Come in, subscribing to the channel. Come in, liking the video. Mash up those likes, man. Don't come in viewing the video and mad at me because I'm banging on the beast. I'm banging on the adversary of black people. That's all I'm doing. What would you do? You know, if you were in black people's position. You know, I'm speaking to YouTube too, because I know there's a conspiracy to hold my channel back, but I'm gonna keep on spitting the truth. I'm gonna keep on spitting truth to power. You know, I don't care how much you look into my channel and not like my channel and subscribe to my channel because you on haterism. I've been dealing with haterism all my life. I've been dealing with haterism all my life. So it don't mean nothing to me. That's the black man's obstacle. Haterism. Everybody hate the rise of black people. You feel what I'm saying? So I got a video, y'all. I got this video right here that I'ma speak on. And I hope you like it. If you don't like it, get off the airway. You ain't gotta fuck with my channel. I'm not here to kiss nobody's ass. I know you know about that song that I just dropped. I sure kiss nobody's ass just to get along. So you ain't gotta like this channel. I'ma keep coming gutter. I don't give a fuck who hate on the soldier. I'ma keep bringing it for my peeps. You feel me? I like it hard. I like it rough. No. Quit inboxing me. I will not buy subscribers. I'm coming from the grassroots. I'm coming up on my own. So I can say, yeah, I did that. And I appreciate it. So come on in, man, subscribe to this channel. Support the channel. Because I'm going to keep bringing it. I'm going to keep bringing it. But dig this, y'all. We're going to talk about Africa, Uganda. Museveni, the president of Uganda, and the parliament over there have signed into law to ban any gay activity in the country. This type of action has resulted in the international European Western community as a crime against humanity. Joe Biden calls Uganda's parliament and Uganda people a disgrace to humanity. See, you got to understand that the African culture, and we got to respect people's culture. People in Africa don't practice homosexuality. That's not part of the culture. People do practice homosexuality in Africa. They have broken away from the culture. The African people also know that it is an agenda of the Western world to control the population growth of black people in Africa. So why is America and the United Kingdom denouncing and reprimanding Uganda if they're in some type of subordination position? Why is the American government and the white Western world want Africa to practice the culture of gay agenda, like the Roman Catholic Church, who practiced homosexuality. That's where that started from, the Romans and the Grecos. The African, traditionally man and woman, the majority of Africa, we're not talking about the small fraction of homosexual in a big old country, a big old continent. That majority of African culture never practiced homosexuality. Why is America invested in the population growth of black people? Why are they invested in wanting black people to participate in the same old homosexual acts that their culture is accustomed to? Why do America and the Western world, such as the UK, want Africans to practice homosexuality like the Caucasian race? I'm going to tell you why. It's population control. If the white man can spread the homosexuality agenda into Africa, less African men would look for a woman to have sex with. The generation of kids will be brainwashed if the homosexual agenda is allowed to take off in Africa. That stops the growth of the African. The white man wants Africans to participate in homosexuality. The white man has taken HIV, Ebola, Christianity, anything to kill the rise of our people, because they want the resources of the land. They want to kill off the African. Ever since Henry Kissinger of 1974, the NSS population for U.S. security overseas interests in the Kissinger Report of December 10th, 1974. U.S. National Security Council under Henry Kissinger completed a classified 200-page study, National Security Study Memorandum 200, Implication of Worldwide Population Growth for the U.S. Security Overseas Interests. The study of population growth in countries such as Africa. By 2050, they fear the rise of Africa's population growth. They have the youngest population growth in the world. Black people are the majority on the planet. Black people just don't know it. So Joe Biden administration in the UK have revoked Speaker of Uganda's parliament visa. We talk about Anita Among, the speaker for the Ugandan government, the Ugandan parliament. They have revoked her visa. So, what I don't understand, that America is not invested in stopping Saudi Arabia and different Arab countries that she's allied with. That it is a crime in Arab countries due to the Islamic Sharia that you cannot practice homosexuality. It's death in those countries. But we know those people practice homosexuality big time in those Islamic countries. You'd be flabbergasted if you knew what goes on in those Islamic countries. But if you caught by certain people who's a fanatic in the religion you will be stoned to death. And I don't see America put embargoes and taking visas from Arabs who visit the country of the United States over the homosexuality or the gay agenda or the LGBTQ agenda. There's so many letters, I don't know if I'm saying it right. But the gay agenda, that's what I'm going to say. Henry Kissinger, I want you to look that up. The National Security Study Memorandum 200. It's a lot of pages in there. You can look it up and Google what I just said. Henry Kissinger, 1974 Kissinger Report. And I'm going to give y'all this video that I want you to check out. Then I'm going to come back and tell you how these Neanderthals prepare death for the black race. And the gay agenda that they try to push over on Uganda sees right through it. You can fool some people sometimes, but not all the time. The gay agenda that America, fuck Biden. Biden want to put embargoes on Uganda because she don't want to accept the gay agenda. Fuck Biden. It's about population growth. It's about be fruitful and multiply as a people. But y'all check this out.
This video presentation is used as fair use as a disclaimer for educational purpose only. All instrumental music is used as fair use for educational purpose only as a disclaimer.
In Africa, yes, because there is a policy of the American government. It's called the Kissinger Report, which was produced in the mid-70s when Henry Kissinger was involved with the government. And it explicitly states, which to this day, it remains the official policy of the American government. It has not changed. It may not be implemented by Trump, but it remains the same. That the purpose of the foreign policy in Africa was to reduce the population. So to give aid to countries in Africa, not clean water and schooling and things like that, but contraception and abortion, in order to shrink the population of Africa, because they have great mineral resources there.
That sounds diabolical.
Yes.
That sounds like something conceived in the mind of Margaret Sanger.
Yeah, definitely. And so at the time, Kissinger and those involved with the Carter administration wanted to shrink the population, make sure that the Africans do not develop and do not use the resources for themselves, because we in the States, we need them. There is a concerted effort of foreign powers to control the population of Africa. Africa is a huge continent, could feed thousands more people, but the policies of the West, especially in Europe. For example, between 1990 and the year 2000, the United States, Canada, and Europe contributed about $6 billion in contraceptives. Not to help the people, not to give clean water, clean food. That is
not to fight malaria, for example.
No, of course, perish the thought, never. Yeah. Let them die. That's the whole idea. So, in our work in HLI, we denounced this reality to make the Africans aware that they have to defend themselves against the influence of foreign powers.
Is it just the United States, or do you believe that China is also playing a role in jockeying for the resources of Africa?
China is playing a major role because China is buying property in Africa. For example, in Mozambique, which is a Portuguese-speaking language country, they when Portugal was in charge of Mozambique, they used to export rice. Now they are importing rice from China because they cannot produce. The socialism has wrecked the production of rice, and the Chinese come and buy farms. So about almost a third of Mozambique belongs to China. So I was in other countries of Africa, the same reality. In South Africa, the Chinese are buying property, buying land in Africa.
So
and they send their own workers, the Chinese workers. They don't employ people of the place. They send their own workers to populate and to live in the place.
Here is your latest Africa news. Uganda youths take to the streets after U.S. president threats. Hundreds of Uganda youths from at least 12 universities took to the streets after U.S. President Joe Biden threatened Uganda with sanctions over its new anti-gay law. The students could be heard chanting, "We don't want your pro-gay money. We love our country more than your money." The U.S. had threatened Uganda if the legislation came into force. This is very hypocritical, as the U.S. seems to currently have no problems with some of its allies, like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Qatar, who have even stricter gay laws. Homosexual acts are already illegal in Uganda, but now anyone convicted faces life imprisonment. The legislation imposes the death penalty for aggravated cases, which include having gay sex with children or where someone spreads a lifelong illness, including HIV. The bill was passed in Parliament earlier this month, with only one MP opposing it, which showed that Parliament's role is to stand for and promote the interests of the people of Uganda.
Yes, black family. Yes, black family. This is how this Neanderthal get down. Henry Kissinger, in his heyday, he was the Secretary of State for the United States of America during the Kennedy administration, during the Nixon-Ford administration, the Carter administration. This dude was deep. You know, all you got to do is look up the SNN, National Security Study, Memorandum 2000, implication worldwide population growth for U.S. security overseas interests, the NSSM 2000. Matter of fact, look it up, NSSM 200, not 2000, 200. Henry Kissinger, in his own words, you can find it in the memorandum. Depopulation should be the highest priority of foreign policy towards third worlds. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not a conspiracy theory that I'm speaking on. You can look this up for yourself. See, now the race is on again for the scramble of Africa right now. And see, these proxy wars that you see is caused by the international community, by non-white people who fund so-called warlords to raise up and to destabilize the country. So we got blacks down in Sudan right now because of this foreign policy, this mandate, memorandum that goes all the way back to the 60s. Goes all the way back to Henry Kissinger. America has not wavered in the population of black people. They have not wavered in their attempt to exterminate black people. We just don't want to recognize it. This is why Uganda is getting pressure from the Western world, because Uganda president, Uganda's parliament, Uganda's government do not attend to entertain gay agenda the gay agenda running rapid through their community because they know it's about population control. Population control. This is why they want Uganda to accept the alphabet, the LBGTQ. I hope I said it right. This is why. This is the reason why. Henry Kissinger, responsible for a lot of mass murders around the world, through the food, through vaccinations. You feel what I'm saying? And he gets a Nobel Peace Prize. He gets a Nobel Peace Prize. What happened in Vietnam with the Cambodians? How he dropped bombs, had the military to drop bombs on Cambodians, killing Cambodians. And the Congress didn't even know anything about it. And the American people didn't know anything about it. And they still gave him a Nobel Peace Prize. Ain't that a bitch? See, America celebrate its tyrants. We got somebody in the black community that does something back in the day that was against humanity. We denounce that particular individual. But you sit up and worship President Day. You practice President Day. Every president was a tyrant that had something to do with the brutalization of black people in this country. Every president. No president ever stuck up for black people and did anything to put black people in a different, higher statue in life. Facts. Facts. So Joe Biden, Ted Cruz, I thought he was one of those Republicans, right-winger, a right-wing person who was against homosexuality being taught to our kids in America. But he denounces and criticizes Uganda for its stern anti-gay bill. It's hypocritical because they want to control the population of African people. They feel if African people go gay, they won't make babies. It's just another way of population control. I stand strong with the Ugandans, peace and black power. I stand strong with the Ugandans, peace and black power. Mash up the likes, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Peace.